You picked it up 4 minutes ago. Nothing happened. You picked it up anyway. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are running code that is older than language itself. Your phone did not create this behavior. It just found the button. Somewhere in your pocket right now, a small glass rectangle is doing something no predator, no famine, and no war ever managed to do. It is hijacking a system built over millions of years to keep you alive. And the strangest part? The system was never designed to make you happy. It was designed to make you look. Start with a simple question. Why do you check? Not why do you want to. Why do you check again and again, even when you already suspect there is nothing new to see? The answer begins in a lab in the 1950s with pigeons. The psychologist B.F. Skinner placed pigeons in a box with a lever. Peck the lever, get a food pellet. Simple. But Skinner noticed something strange when he changed the rules. When the pellet came every single time, the pigeons pecked calmly, almost lazily. When the pellet came randomly, unpredictably, sometimes after one peck, sometimes after 20, the pigeons pecked constantly, frantically. They could not stop. He called it a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. You call it a slot machine. You call it your phone. Every time you unlock your screen, you are pecking the lever. Sometimes there is a message. Sometimes there is nothing. Sometimes there is a like, a comment, a notification that makes your chest lift for half a second. You never know which one you will get. And that not knowing is the entire trick. Your brain does not crave the reward. It craves the uncertainty before the reward. This is where dopamine comes in. And here is the part almost everyone gets wrong. Dopamine is not the chemical of pleasure. It is the chemical of anticipation. In the 1990s, the neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz ran experiments on primates that changed how scientists understood the brain's reward system. He found that dopamine neurons did not fire most strongly when the reward arrived. They fired most strongly in the gap before it, in the moment of not knowing whether the reward was coming at all. Once the outcome became predictable, the dopamine spike faded. Uncertainty, it turns out, is more addictive than certainty, even certainty of something good. Think about that for a second. Your brain is not built to reward you for getting what you want. It is built to reward you for wanting. This made perfect sense on the savannah. Imagine your ancestor, 60,000 years ago, hearing a rustle in tall grass. Was it wind? Was it food? Was it something that wanted to eat her? She could not know in advance. So her brain rewarded the checking itself, the act of paying attention to uncertainty, because the ancestors who checked survived, and the ones who did not, did not. You inherited that wiring, untouched, unedited, running in a body that now spends most of its day sitting still, holding a small glowing rectangle instead of scanning grass for movement. The rustle in the grass became a red notification dot. Here is where the story gets stranger and a little uncomfortable. In 2012, the anthropologist Natasha Dow Schüll published a study of slot machine design in Las Vegas called Addiction by Design. She spent years watching how casinos engineered machines and physical spaces to keep gamblers in what she called the zone, a state where players were not playing to win money anymore. They were playing to stay in the trance of play itself. Winning had almost stopped mattering. Schüll's research was about casinos, but designers of the apps on your phone have studied the same principles. The pull to refresh gesture, the slight delay before a like count loads, the infinite scroll that never announces an ending. None of it is an accident. It is architecture, built on the same foundations as a slot machine floor, just quieter and in your hand instead of a casino chair. You are not gambling with money. You are gambling with attention. And the house, as always, has an edge. So why does this matter? Why should you care that your phone runs on the same logic as a pigeon's lever and a casino floor? Because the cost is not measured in minutes. It is measured in something harder to see. Every time you check your phone mid-thought, mid-conversation, mid-sentence in your own head, you interrupt something neuroscientists call task switching. Your brain does not instantly resume where it left off. It pays what researchers describe as a switching cost, a small tax of lost focus and lost depth, paid every single time. Do this enough times in a day, and you are not living your life so much as skimming across the surface of it jumping lever to lever, rustle to rustle, never quite landing anywhere long enough to think. Your ancestors checked the grass because checking kept them alive. You check your phone because checking used to keep them alive. The behavior has outlived its purpose and nobody bothered to tell your dopamine system the war is over. Here is the twist nobody wants to hear. You cannot simply decide to stop. Willpower was never built to fight a variable reward schedule head-on. Skinner's pigeons did not stop pecking because they got tired. Some of them pecked thousands of times for a single pellet, long after any reasonable animal should have given up. The schedule itself, the not knowing, is stronger than the desire to quit. What actually works is smaller and stranger than willpower. It is removing the uncertainty, not resisting it. Turn off notifications, and the rustle in the grass goes quiet. Leave the phone in another room, and the lever disappears from reach entirely. You are not fighting your ancient wiring. You are simply refusing to feed it a slot machine to react to. This is not a story about phones being evil or about you being broken. It is a story about a mismatch. A brain built for a savanna, wired by millions of years to reward uncertainty, dropped into a world engineered by people who understand that wiring better than you do. Somewhere right now, someone is designing the next version of the app in your pocket. They know about Skinner. They know about Schultz. They know about Schüll. They are not guessing. They are building the lever, carefully, on purpose, and they are very good at it. You are not weak for reaching for your phone. You are exactly as human as the woman who once checked the grass and lived to tell her children about it. The only difference is this: she could see when the rustling stopped. You never quite can.